Welcome to TTV with the weekly news roundup. I'm your host, Najah Taha. The Senegal River Basin Development Organization on Saturday launched an awareness caravan from the Antican district in Transit province to educate communities on flood risk. The initiative targets the three regions along the river's banks. Head of the National Cell's Irrigation Department, Ahmed Oulwavi, said the campaign follows last year's severe flooding, particularly in Rosso and Antican, which led to heavy material losses. Current forecasts indicate an excess water flow, especially upstream, potentially leading to limited flooding. He stressed that these projections remain subject to change. The caravan will provide maps and presentations to identify high-risk zones, explain risk levels, and outline preventative measures. Data from monitoring stations between the Mantali and Diama dams shows no immediate threat, Ulwavi added. Trarza was chosen as the starting point due to its location in the river delta and economic vulnerability to rising water levels. Following a meeting led by District Governor Hussein Ould Haydallah, participants visited the Baysoul El Rahma settlement, recently approved by councils of ministers, which houses families affected by last year's flood. Mauritania has fully condemned the Israeli cabinet's decision to fully occupy the Gaza Strip, calling it an unjust move. In a statement last Friday, the foreign ministry described the plan as an, quote, unprecedented escalation that entrenches occupation and settlement expansions in both the West Bank and Gaza in blatant violation of international and humanitarian law, and the complete rejection of peaceful efforts. Nouakchott urged the international community to act swiftly to stop what is called a disastrous scheme and to end the systemic genocide against Gaza's population. The statement stressed that a just and lasting solution, upholding the Palestinian people's dignity and inalienable rights, is the only path to lasting peace and stability. It warned that the decision poses a serious threat to regional and global security, deepens hatred, and fuels extremism. Between August 5th and 7th, Mauritania's Darling National Park planted 10,000 Rhizophora racemosa mangrove seedlings in Jago and Boyo Islands in partnership with the NGO Environmental and Family Welfare and with local community involvement. The project aims to restore mangrove ecosystems and strengthen resilience to climate change. Mangroves are among the world's most valuable ecosystems, capable of storing up to 3,000 tons of carbon per hectare while also protecting coastlines from erosion and storm surges. The park expressed its gratitude to local authorities and technical and financial partners, and announced follow-up activities to restore Avincia Germanian mangroves. The initiative coincided with the National Environment Week, which featured aerial seeding, reforestation campaigns, and the Green School program, culminating in the launch of the tourist season of Ouargla National Park. Powerful storms swept through Mauritania's Brakna province on Saturday night, destroying 20 homes in the village of Zourlan and killing 3 people, according to local sources. 7 others were injured, some critically. Additional housing damage was reported in the Azalat community with substantial material losses. Mauritania's Ministry of Water has reported record sediment levels in the Senegal River exceeding 3,500 units, which have slashed output from the Afdout al-Sahli water system from 150,000 cubic meters per day to around 50,000, sparking a severe water shortage in the capital. While sediment buildup is known seasonal phenomenon, this year's levels have risen earlier and more sharply than usual. A new sediment remover facility, built in a record 7 months, has been brought online and is gradually restoring capacity. Emergency measures include rotating water supply across districts, opening new distribution points, and installing water tanks in unconnected neighborhoods. Nouakchott relies on 2 main sources: Idni, producing 45,000 cubic meters daily, targeting 100,000, and Afdout al-Sahli with a normal capacity of 150,000 cubic meters, set to expand to 225,000. Mauritania's Tazias gold mine, the country's largest, recorded a 20% drop in production in the first half of 2025, producing 256,870 ounces compared to 320,828 ounces in the same period last year, according to operator Kinross Gold Mid's year report. The decline was attributed to low ore grades and reduced processing speed, partially offset by improvements in metal recovery. Kinross said production remains within its annual target of 500,000 ounces from 622,394 ounces in 2024, reflecting a transitional phase in operations. Mauritania's fisheries sector posted significant growth in the first 5 months of 2025, with export value up 13% to 19.1 billion ugiyas, in volumes rising 14%, 333,000 tons, according to Fisheries and Maritime Infrastructure Minister Al-Wazir Sidati Ahmed Luli. State revenue from the sector also increased, with custom duties and taxes up 18% and earnings of the state-owned SMCP marketing company up 16%. Infrastructure projects include completing the multifunctional Njago port, upgrading Tani port, and equipping the Coast Guard with high-speed vessels, drones, and radar systems. The country also opened 2 canning plants and 37 freezing units, while reducing fish meal factories to 13 in a bid to prioritize human consumption. The sector now operates 373 fish distribution points nationwide and is developing inland aquaculture centers alongside a new agency dedicated to freshwater fishing. Annual catch reports and ED fisheries transparency reports have been published to strengthen governance and accountability. Stay updated for more details on our social media platforms or visit our website www.taqaddumi.mr.